On this edition of City Focus, we show you highlights of the 2017 Southern Hospitality Work Camp. The 2017-2018 balanced city budget gets approved. The Pink Hills organization visits area residents affected by cancer. Main Street invites everyone to Downtown Restaurant Week. Meet the graduate from the Citizens Police Academy that hopes to one day be a member of VPD. And we have Rehab Construction Coordinator Richard Joyner in studio to discuss the importance of the Southern Hospitality Work Camp. These stories and more on this edition of City Focus. Welcome to City Focus. I'm Marcus McConico, the Media Coordinator for the City of Valdosta. This is the 13th episode of City Focus in 2017. City Focus is your source for what's happening within your government. These are the most important topics that are happening in the city. On June 22nd, Mayor and City Council approved the City of Valdosta fiscal year 2018 budget.
And we actually recently have had 6 hours of budget hearings where we go through that in great detail. The budget we presented is balanced. It is a total of $97 million. It is an increase of $8 million. The majority of that is in 3 funds, about $2 million in the general fund, which are the basic services of a city like police and fire and engineering and street maintenance. And then also about $2 million in capital improvements. And then $2 million in our enterprise areas, and those are areas that are not supported by taxes but by user fees like water, sewer, and sanitation. So in the general fund, some of that is additional compensation for our employees. We had a compensation study done that showed we were below the market, so you have to be competitive. So we raised our wages last year to support that study, and this is full implementation of that in this fiscal year. And then also there's just naturally the cost of doing business. As prices go up from those we have to purchase goods and services from.
The budget is an increase from last year, but does not include a property tax increase.
We've had to delay some projects, so this year we've got a good bit of capital, having to do common things like putting a roof on the police department on a building that's about 25 years old. And also we're purchasing a lot to invest in our vehicle inventory. It's important that our employees have good and safe equipment to do their job. This year it includes 2 new fire trucks that are, a significant cost. Those trucks are about $1.5 million each, but it's important to continue to have the high fire rating that we have in our city. So we feel it's a good budget. Most importantly, there's no property tax increase in this budget. We've only had 2 millage rate increases in the last 22 years. That's something we're proud of. We've actually lowered the millage rate about 12 times over those same 22 years.
Many factors make creating the city's budget more difficult than in years past, including a major change in sales tax revenue.
If you look at sales tax collection, we're collecting $1.2 million less in 2016 than we did in 2005. But yet our expenses are at 2017 levels and our revenues in that case are at 2005 levels. So that's a disconnect, that's a challenge that we have. And some of that was economic for a period of time during the recession, and people have to change their buying habits. Unemployment was higher. Unemployment is now in the low 4s. And some of it is also generational. So many young people today are buying on the internet and not necessarily going in brick and mortar stores, and so the online sales has become an issue for cities and counties, and that the sales tax is not always being collected.
For more information on the budget, visit valdostacity.com/budgeting. Teenagers from all over the country were in town June 25th through 30th for the Southern Hospitality Work Camp.
This is my 3rd, and this is easily the best. So the community's really embraced us. The staff has all embraced us. The school workers have embraced us, the residents. The weather hasn't been too bad, so it's been pretty good.
Both the homeowners and the kids enjoyed the experience of spending a week of fellowship and hard work together.
It's great. It's a great thing. It's a great program, if I can say that. It's a great program because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do this, you know. And it's just a great. I think other states or whatever should have something like this. It's great for them to even come, you know, to do something like this. It's been great.
Met Geraldine. She was like super sweet, and it's so fun to watch her like come out of her house and watch us, and then she'll like have a big grin on her face because she's so excited that it looks good.
The campers get a lot out of the camp, but they also like to give something to the homeowners and the Valdosta community.
You can feel that feeling of saying, yeah, like I just gave back to that person, and give them, like, it seems like painting a house is a little thing, but it gives someone a little bit more dignity to have a home that looks nice and to live somewhere that just where God's hands and feet were working.
For more information on the Southern Hospitality Work Camp, contact Neighborhood Development. Members of the Pink Hills organization were recently in Valdosta to visit and bring well wishes to people affected by cancer. Their first stop was to see Taylor Macera.
I didn't know anything was going on. It was crazy, and then all these people are here, and there's this huge pink fire truck that just came out of nowhere, but it's really awesome.
We had just gotten a little kind of bug in our ear that they were coming by, but I had no idea what it involved. So I just came ready to support Taylor. She had no idea. It was a big surprise for her. And she, I'm sure, is humbled by the fact that they came out and did this for her.
Taylor was just one of the locals that were visited in order to encourage them to continue to fight.
So we get to give them a lot of hugs. We get to see some smiles. We get to give them some flowers, some of the things that communities have put together for them to say, hey, everybody's thinking about you. We're in this with you. You're not here alone.
Taylor and her family appreciate the visit from Pink Hills and the entire community for supporting them when they need it most.
There really aren't enough thank yous in this world. A lot of families have stepped up. This past weekend, the Henderson Hall family put on a poker run. They got to benefit me and help kind of pay for our medical expenses, and that's an incredible group of people. And then everybody here and all the people at that are in the South Conference for softball, they've all stepped up and been amazing, and there really aren't enough thank yous. The blue bracelets we actually had made, and they have my favorite Bible verse, which is Ephesians 6:10, be strong in the Lord and his vast power, and they have fight on with a boxing glove, because that's just something you have to do. It's fighting no matter how hard it gets. And then the red bracelets are from actually West Georgia softball, had them made, and they say Taylor Strong, and they also have Ephesians 6:10 written on them. And they're red for VSU, and the blue bracelets are blue for the awareness ribbon for Neuro-Bichettes.
For more information on the local chapter of Pink Hills, contact the Valdosta Fire Department. Lieutenant Justin Ply was awarded the June Employee of the Month award. Ply was given the award for coming to the aid of a lady while he was out of town for training.
And I come up on a couple that was actually in a physical altercation, a man and a woman. And the man was hitting the woman and throwing her to the ground. And I intervened to stop it, to help the woman. And ended up calling the cops, and police helicopters, and cops came from everywhere, and the helicopter was circling.
Ply says that he stopped because he would want someone to do the same for a member of his family.
Cars, there was probably 15, 20 cars in front of me, cars all behind me, and I felt that I needed to stop and help her because I would want someone to do that for me, for my daughter or my wife. If somebody was beating on one of my family members, a man should never beat on a woman. And I don't know why nobody else intervened. Unfortunately, today's society is, people are scared to help each other, and so be it. But I felt that I needed to intervene and help her out.
He is very honored to be named the Employee of the Month, but he did not help the woman in order to win an award.
That's not what I did it for. I didn't do it for the recognition. I did it because the woman was getting abused, and she shouldn't have been.
Create a log in for access. Press report, then press camera icon to take photo. Press issue title to choose from the list the city provides. Add a description to provide more info. Click the map to save your location. Press submit and you're all finished. Visit the Apple App Store or Google Play to download Valdosta Click and Fix.
If you text while driving, it's like turning the wheel over to your dear old grandpa, your nosy neighbor, your nephew. No, the younger one. And on top of everything else, it's against the law. Heads up, Georgia. Texting and driving is deadly on our roads. Put down the phone. Drive alert. Arrive alive.
Welcome back to City Focus. We have Rehab Construction Coordinator Richard Joyner with us here in studio. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
As Rehab Construction Coordinator, you play a major role in the Southern Hospitality Work Camp. Explain some of the things we have to do in order to get prepared for the camp and what we do during the camp.
Well, we start our preparation usually in January, and we go around we try to stay within a designated revitalization area of the city, which is an area that needs the most attention and the most work. And I try to find homeowners that are age 62 or older, that are homeowners or disabled and low income, that need minor repairs on their home. We're talking about things like painting, exterior painting, building handicap ramps, building decks, or maybe even doing some landscaping work around the home if it's needed. And I try to find enough homeowners to provide work for 4.5 days for the group work campers that come to the city in our Southern Hospitality Work Camp.
Okay. Now, we have this year after year after year. What does this type of work do for our city and our citizens?
I think the most important thing that a lot of people miss is the spiritual bond that happens between the campers and the homeowners. I mean, you can get someone to paint your house, you can get someone to build a ramp, but when you have someone for 4.5 days, it forms a connection, a spiritual connection with the homeowners and the homeowners with the campers. That's the most important aspect of it. I think you call it spirit building, if you will, as opposed to home building. But we get a little bit of both because the kids are actually kind of adopted by the homeowners and they adopt the homeowners. So it's a great 4.5 days of work and spiritual bonding.
And these kids give up, a week of their summer vacation and come down South Georgia in the heat. Personally, how does that make you feel that these kids are doing that for these homeowners and for our city?
I think I start feeling good the minute I see a red shirt. And that's what the staff wears, the red shirts when they come here. When I see them, then everything, the whole year, no matter what we've been going through in the city, it takes on a different vibe. You relax and everything is positive. And it's just a great time to be working for our citizens.
Okay. Now, this work camp, we look for it every year, but it's just one of the ways that we help our citizens through the Neighborhood Development Division. Can you talk about some of the other things we do throughout the year?
Throughout the year, we have a community development block grant program, which is where we use federal grants to actually go and do repairs from anywhere from minor to major repairs on the home, if the homeowner is qualified and lives in that designated revitalization area. We also have community home improvement grants that come in that call CHIP that we use for not so much major repairs, is things that are like a roof or a flooring that needs to be done or an AC unit that needs to be replaced. So we're constantly doing that. Plus in our department we have a cleanup that we do and landscaping and things like that. So there's always something going on to support the community during the year.
Is there anything else you want to add about work camp or what you do on a day-to-day basis?
I think the greatest thing is just being able to serve the citizens, just being out there, being able to help people. If people come to you and they need something, we're committed to health, safety, and welfare, but that goes so much beyond bricks and nails and hammers. So I get a great joy out of being able to do something to contribute to this community and help our citizens.
Yeah, definitely a labor of love. Well, Richard, we appreciate you coming in and telling us about Work Camp and what you do on a day-to-day basis. And we thank you for everything you do for the city.
Thank you.
And we'll be back here on City Focus.
I gave a young couple a courtesy warning about an improper turn. I also told them to buckle up their seat belts, and they did. That same day I pulled up on a rollover crash. It was the same couple I had just pulled over.
I'm positive.
They were standing outside their car and they thanked me for telling them to wear their seat belts.
Last year, over half the people killed on Georgia roads were not wearing seatbelts. Many of them would be alive today. That's why we say, click it or ticket.
Children are our greatest resource. That's why we're reminding child care programs and families to always look again. 10 minutes is all it takes for the inside of a vehicle to reach deadly temperatures. So every time you get out of the car, check the front and back and then look again. Make sure the car is locked, even in your driveway or garage. And if you ever see a child left alone in a car, call 911 immediately. We can save lives if we all look again.
Members of the Valdosta Fire Department continue to team together to make improvements to the Regional Training Center.
We've had a lot of buy-in from guys in the department. They see the construction going on and see the progress, and they just want to help out. And it's been really great for us. It's helped us to kind of meld together better. There's been guys that have offered to come on their days off. There've been guys that wanted to come when they've worked on shift with me, off of another shift, and just different things like that. And we've been able to use people that are specific to a certain part of it. We've got a lieutenant that's doing the electrical. We've got a lieutenant that did the data and communications for us. We've got a firefighter that used to do sheetrock. He's hanging our sheetrock. So we've had a lot of buy-in, and you're trying to use the people to their capabilities.
With the firefighters doing all the work themselves, they will save the city a considerable amount of money.
Saving the city a significant amount of money, and by doing that, we've been able to add a few things that we weren't going to be able to do if we would have contracted it out. We were able to put brand new roofs on both of these buildings, which was needed, but wasn't necessarily going to be done at this time. And we've also been able to add 4 showers out here, so that when we're doing training or something, we can get cleaned up before we have to go home.
Each person working on the project will have something to feel good about after it's completed.
When you do it yourself, you have a little more pride in it. You take a little more ownership of it, so it helps out in the aspect of, I think we'll take better care of it because we did more of the work ourselves.
For more information, contact the Valdosta Fire Department. The Valdosta Police Department just completed its 25th Citizens Police Academy. Dominic Henry was a part of the class, and one day wants to become an officer.
I've always wanted to be an officer, and I figured that this would be a great opportunity to learn about how the police department works, meet some of the people who work in the department, also get to ride along with the officers, kind of see what life is like on their side of everyday life. So I figured it would be a great experience for me, and something that could help me kind of learn how to be a better officer.
Most of the class just wanted to learn more about the VPD. But Henry is looking at this as a way to learn about a career he wants to pursue.
I didn't know how much work actually went into being a police officer, all the training, all the this, that, and the other, like all your standards you have to keep up with. And so that was pretty humbling, and I got to learn about different things in the department, like different specialized units. So I got to learn about some of those, and that kind of opened my eyes to some of the things that I did not know before.
Henry will graduate from Valdosta State in May 2019 and hopes to join the VPD soon after.
Well, I learned that I'd have to serve a minimum of 2 years on patrol, but I would eventually like to go to the K-9 or Power Squad. You know, I feel like those two positions, they would challenge me, and I'm someone who likes to be challenged every day, and I like to come to work and see something new. So I figured, you know, if I can learn those skills, you know, that would challenge me, and then that would also make me a better officer, and that would help me better serve other people.
For more information on the Citizen Police Academy, contact the Valdosta Police Department. Valdosta Main Street invites everyone to Downtown Valdosta Restaurant Week. The week starts off with the Taste of Downtown on July 17th. You can sample from all your favorite restaurants at the Patterson from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then throughout the rest of the week, enjoy the downtown restaurants and their special menus for Restaurant Week.
So each restaurant's going to have a different menu for Restaurant Week, which is usually it's going to be a set price. So for $15, maybe $20 at other restaurants, you'll get an appetizer, dinner, and a dessert generally. And some of them have a different menu each day, and some of them will keep the same menu for the week, so it just kind of depends. But if you come to Taste of Downtown, they should have their Restaurant Week menu, so you'll have a good idea.
For more information, contact Valdosta Main Street. The Valdosta Fire Department is inviting citizens to sign up for its newest session of the Citizens Fire Academy. Deadline for application is August 1st. Applications can be found at valdostacity.com/fire and navigating to the Citizens Fire Academy link.
You have until August the 1st to go ahead and get those applications in. Classes are going to be offered from August the 29th through October the 24th. That's going to be the graduation day. Basically, it'll be 9 full weeks of different activities that we have planned. A lot of things that we did last year that worked out really well, we kind of tweaked it. So there was certain programs that people kind of felt, we listened to their feedback and what they felt that they got the most out of and what they didn't get the most out of, we kind of tweaked it to that. They become a part of the Citizens Fire Academy alumni, and we still like them to participate in different things that we have going on in the community. Last year we had the Citizens Fire Academy people from the current class and people from previous classes that helped. They made a float that was in the parade, and they had a really good time doing that. It was an awesome float.
For more information, contact the Valdosta Fire Department. The City of Valdosta announces the following openings for boards, commissions, authorities, and advisory committees. Valdosta Housing Board of Adjustment and Appeals, 5 seats. Valdosta Lowndes County Construction Board of Adjustment and Appeals, 2 seats. Closing date for submitting documents is August 2nd, 2017 by 5 p.m. Documents are available at valdostacity.com. Appointments will be made at the August 10th City Council meeting. For more information, contact City Clerk Teresa Bolden at 229-259-3503. There's still time to vote for your favorite photos in the Valdosta People's Choice Photo Contest. The last day to vote is July 12th. The city also invites everyone to the Photo Contest Award Ceremony on July 17th at 5 p.m. Winners from each category will be announced, and photos will remain on display until July 26th. For more information, contact Public Information. Now let's take a look at what's taking place in the city in the coming weeks. July 4th, Independence Day, City of Valdosta offices close, and enjoy South Georgia's largest fireworks show. The show is best viewed on the mall side of I-75 between exit 16 and 18. July 7th, First Friday in downtown Valdosta. July 10th, Valdosta Historic Preservation Commission meeting, 5:30 in the City Hall Annex Multipurpose Room. July 11th, Central Valdosta Development Authority Board meeting, 5 p.m. in the City Hall Annex Multipurpose Room. July 12th, last day to vote on your favorite photos in the 9th Annual Valdosta's People's Choice Photo Contest. July 12th, Valdosta Lowndes County Airport Authority meeting, 8 a.m. in the Airport Conference Room. July 12th, Georgia Initiative for Community Housing, 9 a.m. in the City Hall Annex Multipurpose Room. July 17th, 9th Annual People's Choice Photo Contest Awards Ceremony, 5 p.m. at the Turner Center for the Arts. July 17th, Taste of Downtown, 5 p.m. at the Patterson in downtown Valdosta. July 17th, Keep Lowndes Valdosta Beautiful Board meeting, 5:30 in the City Hall Annex Multipurpose Room. July 18th through 22nd, Downtown Valdosta Restaurant Week at participating downtown restaurants. July 18th, Valdosta Lowndes County Development Authority meeting, 5:30 at 103 Roosevelt Drive. July 18th, Lowndes County Board of Health meeting, 7:30 a.m. at 206 South Patterson Street. To stay informed of what's happening in the city, sign up for the weekly e-news blast at valdostacity.com/public-information or call Public Information Officer Samantha Matthews at 229-259-3548. Each quarter, the city releases open seats for citizens to serve on a board, commission, authority, or advisory committee. There are currently 7 vacancies on 2 local boards that citizens can serve. Download the forms from our website to apply. This concludes another edition of City Focus. Be sure to visit our website, valdostacity.com. Like us on Facebook, Valdosta City Without Limits. Also like our Valdosta Youth Council page. Follow us on Twitter at City of Valdosta, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Metro 17 Valdosta, to watch City Focus on demand. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on City Focus.